This is my second video for YouTube. Basically, today I'm going to talk about celebrity manifestation and how this brings you into the now and just what it's like to have coffee with a celebrity in isolation or anytime. So I've been doing a lot of work with this book. It's called A Course in Miracles. It is absolutely spiritual based, and it's all about changing your thought patterns, and it's all about rewiring your brain and raising your frequency of thought, even if it's just 4 or 5 times a day. So you do 5 minutes in the morning, keep it leisurely, do it maybe 4 or 5 times more for a minute during the day, and it raises your frequency in the sense that your frequency of thoughts, straight there, 4 or 5 times, you've changed your thoughts that many times in a day. And what you're actually doing is it's like the power of now with Eckhart Tolle. You're bringing yourself into the present a lot more. Now, I've been doing this in 2 aspects of my life. I've done this with my training, with my bodybuilding training, with my workout training, my karate training, and I've been very successful at that. I've gotten my 2nd Dan black belt when I was 28, one of the best years of my life. And also, when I was 34, was my other best year of my life. And both times my training was prolific and successful. So, but what I've been doing the last 2 years has been doing this rewiring process of my brain. So, what I'm doing essentially is rewiring my comfortability with the intensity or the breaks and how intense I do these workouts. So I'm rewiring that. I'm bringing myself into the now much more through doing certain types of things. There's a couple of things. You can be training with your imaginary friend, so pretend you're with your bro when you're training, so you're talking to someone while you're doing it, or you're like you're taking a class, and those students are always doing the sets before you're doing them. They're so eager, okay? And also, you might be into free association like I am, or rapping. And so that rhyming kind of thing in between sets can make you very accountable and make you forget all the bullshit in your mind and bring you into the now and just get into it. And it's mind over matter. It's really quite amazing. It really is mind over matter, and that's what we're talking about today. That's what I'm talking about to you today, is having coffee with a celebrity now or whenever you want to do it. Especially, if you've get yourself 3-4 months in isolation with someone, not working, living in a house together, whatever, and do this. And now's the perfect time because everyone's in that situation. So it really is a good practice. Now, so rewiring workouts, I think I've said enough on that. But it really makes things more successful, rewiring that intensity. And also I found that I rewire myself when I'm in a relationship. So I'm always bringing myself into the now when I'm with that person. Which sounds counterintuitive because sometimes this can actually be a problem, that you're too much in your head, or you're preparing foreplay, you're preparing for intimacy and these kind of things, and sometimes you work yourself up. And sometimes at my age, at 34, I know that your mind is a little bit more clinical, and it's a little bit more deer in the headlights sometimes, just in the sense that you're so aware of that person when you get to those stages. And so this manifestation technique essentially is, what you want to do is you want to imagine that your partner is actually one of your favorite celebrities, or a celebrity that you know. So what this does, it brings you into the now. So you don't want to imagine that, your girlfriend who's got blonde hair and blue eyes, skinny as a rake, beautiful, but she doesn't look anything like that dark-haired chick from Two Broke Girls. So you're not going to be thinking that you're with Kat Dennings from Two Broke Girls, talking to her. You might actually think that you're with Beth Bears, the blonde chick out of Two Broke Girls. And if you're really into that show, you've watched it a lot of times, even if you haven't watched it that many times, but they had an impact on you, then great. That's the one. Especially in this culture of Generation Z, Generation Y, Generation Z, the millennials. We're in a pop culture, we're in an Americanized culture. Back in the 50s, our parents, 50s, 60s, 50s, our parents had stuff like Matlock and Bluey and all these kind of old-timer, kind of Charlton Heston, Rock Hudson, all these old-timer shows with these really, strong figures and stoic, quiet, but maybe even with some of those Australian shows, very ochre and very Australian and stuff. But in the 90s and the noughties, we had Americans. We had Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, we had Seinfeld, we had Everybody Loves Raymond, we had these funny, quirky people that are comfortable with themselves and their sensitivities. So, in touch with all different aspects of themselves that apparently these earlier kind of role models didn't have. So, hey, that's pop culture, and we're really in touch with celebrities a lot more. So there's this celebrity culture now. Hey, it's great. I love it. Social media, video clips, magazines, YouTube videos, Instagram, all this kind of stuff is going to keep us that little bit more in touch. Movies, great movies that have had an impact on us. And so what you want to do essentially is this. So you might just want to take a second to kind of be there with yourself and just allow yourself to imagine that, say Taylor Swift is right there with you, and bring up that image of, Taylor Swift in a certain moment and what she would be like, and kind of layer that onto the person sitting next to you, this partner, this romantically involved partner that you're with. Now, you want to continue talking, you want to continue the conversation. If there is a conversation going, whatever, keep them talking. Keep interacting with them, but keep this image in your head. And then when you're ready, they might be replying to something, or you might just be listening to them talk, and then you can look at them and you go instantly from this idea that you have of them to who they actually are right now, and you're in the moment. Right there, you're in the now. And you see the aspects of that celebrity with that person. You also see how unique and individual this individual person is, and how beautiful these forms of expression and these markers and these archetypes of great stuff, great, amazing expression is. And it will bring you into the now. So this is my method of rewiring that I've used to bring myself into the now, and it's great. I've told the guys at work, I've had coffee with Cara Delevingne, because I had. Maybe you want to have, girls, maybe you want to have coffee with The Witcher, Henry Cavill, I think it is. Henry Cavill, you want to have coffee with The Witcher? Your boyfriend looks a bit like him, or he's got the same mannerisms? Perfect. Okay, you're going to be amazed. You're just going to be amazed that you're there with this person, both these people, when you're not looking, while you are looking, while you're just experiencing it. It is an amazing process. It is so satisfying. And what you're doing is you're releasing endorphins, you're changing your mental models, you're rewiring this person into your soul. So do it with a partner that you really see yourself having a future with. And you rewire this person into your soul. So this process of rewiring is essentially how I've been forming relationships. And it's something that I do on a regular basis when I am with someone, and it is truly fantastic. Now, sometimes, just like working out, people pick up on that. They pick up that you're releasing these chemicals. You've got pheromones, you've got your aura, you've got your general mannerisms, your posture. It all changes when you're working out. You might not have put on any muscle from that workout yet, but they can pick up on this energy, and it changes the way people interact with you. So you might be putting some kind of person onto your girlfriend that they're not comfortable with, spiritually, psychologically, whatever it is. They might pick up on that, and they might not like it. Now, you have to respect that, and you have to move on to the next celebrity. Okay, you have to move on to that next celebrity manifestation, and have faith in yourself that you can do anything, and that there is more to this. Now, it might take between 1 second to a minute to 3 minutes, whatever it is, and that's why you got to keep the conversation going. You can't just be a freaking dead toad in the middle of the pond. But essentially, this romantic image that we have of long walks down by the beach and all this kind of stuff, maybe you're not really into those long lingering kisses and stuff like that, but there is a truth in yourself that you have a very sentimental notion that you would love to be having coffee or alcohol or a conversation or doing something or playing ball. You can be playing sports and imagining that this person's about to hit the ball and your partner's about to hit the ball and what they would look like and what they would be like, and you see the similarities in them and it attracts you to them. Okay? So it's foreplay. Now, I'm not saying that you want to be sleeping with this person and thinking that you're sleeping with a celebrity. I'm not saying that. Go ahead and make up your own stories in the bedroom, that's fine. I'm not saying that you should do that. That's not particularly what I do. I think you have to honour the process and your desires and your urges, and that whole process, I think, has to be very much in the moment, in the sense between those two people, you and that person. I think that's very special. But when you've led up to it with a few hours of this celebrity manifestation, you've essentially given yourself foreplay. You've turned yourself on mentally, sentimentally, all these kind of things, and it removes you from that clinical state of mind. It removes you into a more dreamy state of mind. Brings you into the now. It's really quite great, Some people have said that I look like Chris Pratt, the guy out of Guardians of the Galaxy in Parks and Recreation. I don't know about that, but here's a photo of him. Okay, so... Alright. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But that's how easy it can be. Maybe it's Gossip Girl. Maybe you want it to be Blair. Maybe she looks like Blair a bit. Maybe she looks like Serena. Maybe he's like Lonely Boy. Maybe he's like Chuck Bass. Maybe he's a real business-minded kind of jackass, but you love him. And you really love Chuck Bass as well, and you've seen every episode of Gossip Girl. Well, guess what? You're bringing that in. You're bringing all that in, baby. So, the other thing is that when you have that bedroom tactic, is that you don't like to practice. You just like to do. You just like to do. You don't like to practice it in your own head. You just like to see where it's going to go, So you don't like to practice. So when you've been with a celebrity this whole time, or several celebrities many times over, I recommend changing it up with as many celebrities as you can and extending this time as much as you can. Then you're not practicing being with that individual person as much as you think you are. Half the time you are, half the time they're amazing you. So when you do, you're with them and you're just doing, and it's fantastic. It's really good. So, I know that with my ex, for example, just one example is that, or a few, is that she was a real sassy fighter kind of girl, and she reminded me heaps of Nicole Scherzinger in that sense that, and Sherzingersdoggman, that's my name. So, when she was like that, when she was a little bit angry at the world, or just a little bit I realised that, hey man, she's like one of these kind of ghetto girls. She's down with that. She's got fire to her, just like Nicole, and it helped me see that even more, and it turned me on so much more. So, and it brought me into the now so much more. So this is my celebrity manifestation. This is bringing into the now. This is a course in miracles in my own way. This is rewiring your brain to be with that person for the long run. Rewire them into your soul. The more you're in the now with someone, the more you create memories, and the more you create great experience straight away for instant gratification. Good on you. Cheers.